Harry here with the Rideshare Guy, and over the past few months, I've teamed up with Ford to test drive this Ford Fusion Hybrid, and I've learned a lot about the technology on this car, and I've been super impressed. Everything from the hybrid engine that's going to help you as a rideshare driver get better gas mileage, to the infotainment system, and a lot of the features that help with hands-free operation to be out on the road. The Ford Fusion Hybrid uses a combination of a gas and electric engine in order to get you that great MPG. And I put over 1,000 miles already in this car in just a few months of testing it, and I'm getting close to 42 miles per gallon. So I think that's a pretty good sample size, and it also fits in very nicely with what Ford advertises for this car. For the first few weeks of driving this car, I actually couldn't even tell whether it was on the gas or the electric engine. That's how seamless the transition is, and that also shows you sort of the power of this hybrid technology, because when you're stopped, when you're going at low speeds, it's running on electric and it's nice and quiet, it's nice and peaceful, you're getting great gas mileage. But when you need that power, when you need that torque, when you're merging onto the freeway, you can quickly accelerate and it switches very seamlessly over to the gas engine, and you really don't even notice. So the Ford Sync 3 is an integrated software system that allows you to keep both hands on the wheel. So as a rideshare driver, safety is obviously super important, and it helps you with everything from steering wheel controls to voice control, and then you also have the touchscreen. There are a few different options. When you're driving, obviously you want to focus on using the steering wheel controls, so you've got the standard cruise control, and you've also got the simple operations like allowing you to skip and go to the next music track. You can also answer a call, or of course control the volumes. And then you've also got a cool voice control feature. It also is one that I really like because it shows your passengers that you really value their safety. As an icebreaker, I like to say, what temperature would you like? How's the air, right? And using this voice control, I can now give a command. Set temperature, 68 degrees.
Did you say 68 degrees?
Yes.
Setting temperature to 68 degrees.
So that's pretty cool. So it's important to make sure that you're operating this when you're stopped at a stoplight, or even when you're waiting for your passenger to come outside. Now, I'll cycle through a few of these screens here. We can start off with the audio screen, and there's actually a Sirius integration. So you can use that as a test. You have here your standard climate. So this is all the basic climate operation. If you have the option on the car to get heated seats or cool seats, that's definitely a cool option. But right now I've got my phone synced up, and you can see right here that it's got a few different options, everything from the text messages. Oh, looks like I just got a text right now. Let's see what it says.
Hey Harry, how's the new Ford Fusion Hybrid?
It's doing pretty good, so that's cool. So you can see that right now, if you're driving, you have the option to hear it. If you're stopped, you can also view it. Now this is actually probably one of my favorite options on the infotainment screen, and I usually like to leave it on the power flow screen. So right now you can see that we're stopped, we're parked, but it says that the electric motor is running. The engine is now on due to the battery charging. I'm a big fan of the forward-thinking technological innovations, and the Sync Connect powered by the Ford Pass app definitely falls into that category. These are a set of features that I haven't actually seen on many vehicles today. And if you have the Ford Pass app, and if you have this optional upgrade on your car, you actually have a few different cool things that you can do. You can actually track the vehicle's location remotely, you can monitor the fuel levels, and you can actually remotely start and stop your car. Let's say that when you get up at 5 a.m., it's 45 degrees outside, you can actually set your car to turn on a specific schedule, 4:55 a.m. every single morning that you're gonna drive. So by the time you get in there, you can get into a nice warm car and go about and do your job. Lastly, another optional feature that you can add is the Sync Connect Wi-Fi hotspot. Now, what this does is turn your vehicle into a mobile hotspot, and now your passengers can get high-speed internet access just sitting in the back of the car, which is pretty cool. And that's really one of those features that allows you as a rideshare driver to take your experience to the next level. So the EV Plus mode is a feature that I really like because it's actually going to save you gas. What it does is it starts to recognize your most frequently visited destinations, and as you get within about a quarter mile, it starts to shift towards EV driving only. So then that way you're not using gas as you're approaching your final destination. And you can actually see this on the indicator. You'll see a little EV Plus mode pop up. And if you forget what EV Plus is, you actually have a handy little tutorial right here on the left side of the gauge that explains what EV Plus is. And so on the right side of the screen, you've actually got a really cool little driving coach. And what this does is it actually scores you as you're driving on things like acceleration, braking, and even cruising. And the reason why that's important is because first, it's gonna give you better miles per gallon, right? If you can charge the electric motor more when you're using that regenerative braking, and when you're cruising, it also charges the motor there. It actually allows you to get better miles per gallon. And of course, with acceleration, the smoother that you can accelerate, the better MPG you're gonna get. So a lot of these features that are helping with miles per gallon are also gonna help improve that experience for your passenger, and means that you're gonna get better ratings, better tips, and provide an overall better experience for your rideshare passenger. And if you want a quick visual snapshot of how you're doing and how efficiently you're driving, you can always just check the efficiency leaves. All you'll see is a nice branch, and the more efficiently you're driving, the more leaves that will grow on this branch. So I've had a blast driving the Ford Fusion Hybrid over the past few months and really learning about all the new technological features that it has to offer and the cool things that they're introducing. My favorite feature though is probably the smart gauges, because it's gonna help with two things: the miles per gallon and the passenger experience. As a rideshare driver, gas is gonna be your #1 expense. So anything that you can do to offset the cost of gas and get better fuel mileage is gonna be huge. The smart gauge helps a ton with that, but it also helps you with smoother acceleration, smoother braking, and just a better general experience for your rideshare passengers. Definitely let me know what your favorite feature is in the comments below, and stay tuned for our next video. We're gonna talk all about the comfort and convenience of this car.